my friend. It was a Thursday evening in 1951. The mother just had taken a boiling pot of water to the second floor in the bathroom, and she ran out for a minute to go downstairs. In that few seconds, little Amina, which was almost 2 years old, was curious. Little Einstein wanted to see what was in that pot. What was all that steam that's coming out of it? And as she looked over, she fell into the pot. The mother rushed her to the hospital. The doctor said, she's not going to make it through the day. And the question I'm asking you, and I ask myself, when I reach a situation where nature tells me I reached the top of the hill, there is nowhere else to go. Nature says you're done, give up. Am I lazy for giving up? You know, there are times in life when it's smart to give up. Like Benjamin Franklin said so eloquently, insanity is the definition of insanity is trying to do the same thing again and again while hoping for different results. You're over the hill, you climbed the hill, you demonstrated resilience, you planned and pushed and climbed past exhaustion, fatigue, and pain. And now you're over the hill. Yeah, when you started out, there was a whole hill to climb, many miles. But now you're at the top. There's nowhere to go. You're over the hill. Think about that, what that means in your own life. There's something in your life that you really, really want, you really, really need. And you pushed, and you davened, and you hoped for, let's say, 75 years. And guess what happened? And you told yourself, no matter what, as long as I get to the top of this hill, on the top of the hill, I'm going to get what I want. And now you're there, you're on the top of the hill. You already squeezed out every cent from your wallet, every idea from your brain. Could anyone blame you if you give up on your dream of starting a business, a relationship, or a family? After all, you're over the hill. Well, in this week's Parsha, Avraham and Sarah are promised to have children from Hashem. Who could blame Sarah for laughing it off? Well, the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, interesting, says that Sarah wasn't laughing off Hashem's brachas. He says when Sarah laughed, she laughed with happiness and bitachon. So why was Hashem upset? He says like this. When did Sarah laugh? Vatischak Sarah v'kir b'leim, or the Torah tells us Sarah laughed inside saying, Acharei v'loisi, after my skin got all wrinkled up, Hoyseli Edna became soft. She saw her body transforming from an old woman into a young girl. Then she said, "Oh, now that I see there's a tunnel and there's light at the end of the tunnel. Now I see how I can make it through." And this is what Hashem, the Orach Chaim says. Hashem was upset. Why didn't Sarah laugh before she saw that her skin was becoming softer? And that's really the story with this girl. The parents decided not to give up. They called the Lubavitcher Rebbe, their brother-in-law was a secretary by the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and said, "Please, could you call up and get a bracha?" The Rebbe said, "I recommend making a kiddush." But the doctor said that she's not going to make it through Thursday. We're making kiddush on Shabbos. No one was in the mood. Everyone was depressed, of course. But they took the action, and they made a kiddush, and they said l'chaim, and they danced, and some benches were broken. And ultimately, the Rebbe is right. Hashem said, laugh before you even see a way the miracle can happen. And Hashem will give you what you want. Because this world is really influences the spiritual worlds. The way that you act, dama l'maylo imach, know what's above is affected by you. If you're depressed, then things get worse. If you're happy, that opens up new channels and new opportunities that you never ever thought possible. So I'm asking you, if you give up, no one will blame you. You're over the hill. But did you really try everything? Did you try laughing? Did you try making a kiddush and thanking Hashem before you started the business, before you even had a way to start a relationship or have a child? What will you do? Will you give up and say you're over the hill? Or will you laugh and say l'chaim and affect the spiritual world with your happiness? Let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful day.